heard about 4 or 5 rounds before it got closer to me, and he just started unloading pretty much the whole clip.
This is a big blow to our community. Our community is a community that places a high value on life.
2 people dead, 4 injured tonight after a mass shooting at the Clovis library.
Tonight, a young man arrested.
We have team coverage tonight on the library shooting in Clovis.
News 13's Allison Martinez spoke with a man who was inside the library. Lizzie Mitri has more on the victims and the shooter, but first we start with Chris McKee, who's live outside the library with what we know so far. Chris?
Yeah, Jessica and Dean, 2 people are dead and 4 others have been injured tonight after a gunman opened fire just after 4 p.m. inside the Clovis Carter Public Library here in Clovis. Now, police tell us tonight that the young man they have in custody surrendered without a fight.
Immediately went into the building, made contact with the suspect, who immediately gave up, was taken into custody as we continue to clear the building.
Police are not releasing the suspect's name or his age, and they have not indicated a motive, saying they still need to talk to the suspect. Witnesses tell us they saw a young man walk into the library with what appeared to be a handgun and say he started firing rounds. Police tell us 6 people in total were hit with gunfire and 2 women were killed. The 4 injured, 2 males and 2 females, were immediately rushed to area hospitals. At least 3 were airlifted. Clovis Police and Fire Department emergency responders were on scene quickly after the active shooter call came in. Once police confronted the shooter, though, as we'd mentioned earlier, he gave up without a fight. Investigators are not releasing the victims' ages or identities until they have notified family members.
This is a big blow to our community. Our community is a community that places a high value on life and the sanctity of life. And each life that lives in this community is precious.
Right now, investigators are still combing through the scene, gathering evidence tonight. They have not given a motive for this shooting or said how many people were inside the library when this all happened. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Chris. We also heard tonight from officials in Lubbock, Texas, where the closest trauma center to Clovis is located.
Right now we have a total of 4 patients from the shooting in Clovis. 1 of those in critical condition. The other 3 are still being evaluated but might wind up in serious condition. We don't know for sure yet.
We're also hearing tonight from people who were inside the library when this shooting happened.
News 13's Allison Martinez spoke to one man who took cover when he heard the gunshots. Allison?
Dean, Jessica, witnesses describe a terrifying scene when the man opened fire in what everyone thought was a safe, quiet place. One man I talked to recalled the moments when he heard the gunshots. He was lucky. He was studying in an isolated room. This is what he heard. Do you have a battery?
He just started unloading pretty much the whole clip. And what I don't know, I just kept my head down and I threw the table against the door and I barricaded myself in there. And I thought he was coming my way, and by then the cops got there. And
the young man says there's no telling how long he was in there, but it felt like forever. Jessica, back to you.
All right, thank you, Allison.
Now, throughout the evening, this tight-knit community of Clovis has flocked to social media.
People are sending well wishes to the victims and sharing information about the suspect. News 13's Lizzie Mitri has been tracking that. Lizzie?
Jessica, Dean, Facebook is flooded with comments from people reacting to this sad news. A story from a small city that's making national headlines. This picture got out of the suspect and people on Facebook immediately started sharing information describing the teen they believe is the shooter. Like here's someone sharing his name with a local newspaper. We've blurred the name because police will not confirm his identity right now, but people in the community describe him as a 16-year-old Clovis High School sophomore. This evening, people shocked by what happened made their way to the scene at the library after hearing the news.
Kind of scary for myself. Me and my boys, we come up here quite a bit. Read books, use the Wi-Fi. It's a shocker for Clovis.
People are posting well wishes for the victims. This woman saying she's heartbroken for the families. We heard from one of those families tonight who says their aunt was one of the 2 women killed. Again, police have not confirmed details about the victims, but the family tells us she was a librarian and loved working there. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Lizzie. Tonight, the Clovis Carver Public Library says it can't release any information. It has posted this on its website. It states, due to an incident at the library, we will be closed until further notice. Its Facebook page is filled with kind thoughts from people sending love and prayers. This story is still unfolding as we wait for police to identify the victims and the shooter and why he did it. Stay with News 13 for the very latest tonight on air, KRQE.com, and on our KRQE News app.